Alright, I think it's about time I talk about this video. Essentially, it's a bit of a joke, and it's about a year old. It's about a year old joke. Well, actually, it's more than a year old now. Actually, it was posted on February 3rd, 2022. Yeah. So it's a year old joke that recently has been getting a lot of attention. I don't know why it's suddenly picking up steam, but it's one of my most watched videos now. Yeah, I don't really know why it's got that much attention now, but I consider it a win. Anyway, I feel like I need to explain a little bit about that video because people commenting or watching it don't seem to understand why I did it. But it's a bit of a joke. It's supposed to be poking fun of people who use their cat clothes to start boss fights. Regardless of what content it is, I don't care what content it's supposed to be poking fun of people. It's not really meant to be taken seriously. Realistically, the damage that you miss out when you do that isn't that much because you're not using your GCD. But a lot of people think I'm taking it way too seriously than what it's supposed to be doing. I mean, I'm not gonna delete the video because I think I fucking love the counter go up, to be honest. Anyway, my big stance on what it's how I actually feel about if you use your gap closer to start a fight is that I really don't care. It is my understanding that it's more damage regardless. And the stuff I've told to the people who said they were new, it's still true. However, it's not that big of a deal to me unless we're doing hardcore rating, and then which is something I don't do. I don't do hardcore rating. And if you ask me why I don't do hardcore rating, it's because I do not trust 7 other people with my time and energy. I don't want to deal with the 7 other yahoos that could possibly waste my time. I like gearing up in the game, even though it's kind of crappy right now due to the lockout system, even on both alliance raids and the normal and the savage raids. I honestly hate that, or at least how long the lockout is, and I hate the weekly lockout on tone gear because I would like to level up my gear up as fast as I can. But if you have no content between patches, then it's probably what you're going to end up doing. I mean, I have some things I could be doing in that game, but I'm probably not going to do it. I need to level up my crafters and gatherers. Well, crafters, I don't do gathering. I think even that's going to be too boring for me, but I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I might try the fishing though. My take on that video was definitely played out to be extreme just for the sake of the joke. But I don't really care what anyone does as long as they're not messing up what they're doing so badly that I have to complain about it. I have a lot of patience. There's a lot of things that'll not get me upset. So I have thick skin, but once you get under the skin, I'm kind of not too hard. I guess that's the way to say it. But when people do something that's that minuscule, it doesn't really bother me. But I hope that people are aware that even when they do something that minuscule, it does affect what I or another person has to do. So when you do start a fight with a gap closer, I do still have to either use my gap closer, which is a damage loss, or I have to just decide to walk up, which is still a damage loss. I think walking up is probably more of a damage loss, or no, it depends on the GCD, I guess. Because if I walk up and do the GCD instead of clipping the GCD, I don't know if that's less damage or more. It's just that push and pull. It's not like tug of war. It's more like, I guess, trying to I don't know what analogy I want there. Anyway, that's my stance on it. I guess I should have been less aggressive on that video. Maybe everyone will see that I'm not really trying to antagonize the person there, and it's also my fault for not hiding the ass there. But yeah, that's also my fault. And when I try to make meme videos, I'll try to be more careful about doing that. I mean, I'm still overall happy with the responses I got because the like to dislike ratio is fairly even, so it doesn't really tell me that everyone feels so like vehemently that I'm wrong in that situation. It's like it's even, and I honestly feel like how many people like honestly watch it. The people in the comments were mostly respectful. Most of the people were respectful. I got maybe like two ignorant comments that I just removed, but because I don't really have the energy or mental fortitude to deal with ignorance in all honesty, unless like they're actually a child, in which case I don't recommend you stay on my channel. I'm not gonna be making content for kids. But anyway, honestly, that's all I really wanted to say about that. I mean, oh, I guess some of the comments were claiming that I'm just like egotistical DPS player. I will tell everyone right now that I play all jobs. I play every single job in the game except for Scholar. I don't play Scholar. I very much dislike Scholar. Every time I sometimes test a job because I'm like, man, I haven't played this job in a while. I wonder why. And then I get reminded, like, no, thank you. I'll never pick this job up again. I play almost every job because I think every job is fun. I don't like I said, the only job I don't play is Scholar. I wouldn't play Black Mage in any harder content, but that's because I want to have to memorize every portion of the fight and where I need to stand for the next 20 minutes. But what other jobs do you guys like to play as? I mean, I think my personal favorites are Dragoon and Ninja. And Gunbreaker. Gunbreaker is also really fun when you don't have to use your defensive cooldowns and your Gnashing Fang combo. or your No Mercy window. Excuse me. But those are like my top three. But Dark Knight can be fun when you don't have to take damage. But I also like Red Mage. Red Mage is cool because you get a battle raise and you get to heal yourself. Unlike Summoner, for some reason doesn't get his or her, excuse me, or they. He doesn't get their heal. That scales off of their like attack. What is it? Intelligence? Yeah, they don't get their heals scaling off their intelligence for some reason. It scales off the what is it? Piety? I think that's what healing scales off of for healers. Is it piety or? I don't know. It just doesn't scale correctly, which is stupid. I think it's really weird that it doesn't. But I mean, Summoner still has a raise, so that's honestly still really good in most instances. Bard, I don't play much Bard. If I want to support, I usually play Dancer, but I can still play. I can still play Bard because I don't have to choose one person. I give everyone the buff. But Dancer I like because it's like turn my brain off, support another player. That's to get it. Mechanus is really fun. If you there's also another kind of turn your brain off job in my opinion, but I like that. Honestly, Mechanus is kind of dull as a long scheme. I mean, it's still fun, but if you want to try to like explain Mechanus, it's like you every so often you have to go to Heat Shot and do that stuff. Consideration of all the extra stuff you have to do with other jobs, it's kind of dull in my opinion, but it's still fun to play, you know. White Mage is also kind of boring, but I mean it's simple healing. You press your buttons, you heal people. My favorite healers Sage and Astrologian. I had to think of. I was about to say archaeologist or something. I had to think about the astrologian name, but astrologian is astrologian is my favorite healer if I want a pure heal. Well, it's my favorite healer in general because I like the card system, even though it switches pretty much all the time. What the cards do, but I really enjoy its card system and how it feels like I'm kind of always doing something as I heal people. Sage is just cool. Sage, I like the Numa attack. The Numa attack is it's just a great damage button. Well, I don't know if it's good damage, but it's a good button to press for me. It gives me some of the good chemicals when I press that button. Let's see, I think I went over every class. Blue Mage is fun. Blue Mage is a job, but it's fun. It's a fun job if you can ever get into it. Uh, but I think the starting of Blue Mage is rough, but I think that's for almost every job in this game too. But Blue Mage is especially rough because you have to like actually learn the skills by fighting other things. But I mean, that's just how it is. Anyway, so let me know your favorite job to play. Thanks. I said I don't play Savage, but I do play Extreme Trials. On occasion, I haven't beaten Barbaratio Extreme, and it kind of made me upset on doing Extreme Trials. Maybe I'll try it when a new patch comes out because I also haven't done Rubicante. I haven't done Rubicante because the first mechanic looks confusing. I have zero clue how to perform it. I need to play the normal fight more so I can figure out how it works, or I guess like how my eyes can try to like see what the safe spots are because I just can't see it. Rubicante pulls some weird geometry that I can't see, and that's the easy mode. I don't even know how I keep getting hit on the easy mode, but I just gotta practice it more. But Barbaratio Extreme, I didn't beat, and I'm probably not gonna beat it because I want that thing about 7 other people I can't trust. That Extreme Trial is really what cemented my philosophy on that. Because every single time I try to get a clear, like 3 people die and we end up wiping. It's all about that part 2. Part 2 is so difficult for people. It seems. I've actually heard people compare that part 2 to be even harder than some Savage fights, which honestly is fair. That explains why I can't beat it, because that part 2 is definitely on some other stuff. I haven't even seen the weapons for it. Dude, I haven't seen the weapons for it. I wonder if they look cool. I mean, I probably won't be able to ever see them on my character. Well, maybe not until next expansion when the cap is lifted, or not when the cap. Well, the cap is extended to level 100. That's probably the only time I'll see those weapons. Then by that point, they probably aren't even worth it unless you're going for glams. But I wouldn't know what glams they go for or go with if I've never seen the weapons. I could probably look them up though. It probably won't be too hard. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's all I want to say. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope that you understand where that video is coming from. It's not really meant to be taken seriously. I hope you all have a good day. Be nice to each other.